Okay. Type yes in the chat if you can hear me. The lights.
I think it's just me.
Oh, well, welcome VIP.
So
Welcome
I don't know if you
VIP.
remember me, but I had the nonprofit, so I redid my website.
Did I tell you to do it?
Yeah, to
Okay.
cut it up, but that was all right. I was all right with it.
Okay, okay. We are up and running today. Yesterday we had all kind of technical issues. I was like, not today, Satan. Nope, nope, nope. We got way too many people that's depending on this information. So I'm going to you good. I 6 people that's in VIP. So they is the
No,
people
I
that
didn't get to
show
look
up,
at yesterday.
you get all the attention.
All right, I'm here for it.
All right. So I'm gonna pull up your website.
Okay, it is sparkbeautyfund.org.
Okay. All right, let me get the recording started. Okay. There we go. All right. Let's go to say it again.
Sparkbeautyfund.org.
Okay. What did you use to revise your website? I'm
Lovable.
going to do share screen. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, you're looking at what I'm looking at, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right. So, what was the first instructions that I gave you about revamping this? By the way, it looks great. These are your brand colors?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Like you've been around for years and years and years. Okay, so the story, that's what's missing. The story right around here. Let's see what's in here. Oh, never mind. It's not missing. It's just right here. This is the story, right? So
Um,
you want to have so the storytelling is the part that you want to capture your audience when they come on the website and you want them to donate. You're capturing them with a survivor story, right? Oh, I remember this. Absolutely. I remember this now because I was trying to think about whether or not this was actually something that people go through. And I had to look it up and see that it's an actual, this is like it's a niche, it's a niche for you, but it's like untapped.
yeah.
And so because it's untapped, welcome to VIP, Joyce. I do see your name on the list. Welcome to VIP. All right, so we want to make sure that the story is front and center.
So I think it's under the for client.
Okay, for clients, you deserve
Um,
better. For
hold
you
on, let me see
deserve
where
to
I
feel
put.
like
Oh,
yourself again. Okay. Oops. See. Apply for support. So when I hit apply for support, it should take me to. So are they applying for,
to get the tattooing.
so when I see apply for support, I'm thinking you're saying like apply for to get some money. So is it financial assistance to pay for your services?
Yeah,
Would it
so this
pay for it in,
provides,
would it pay
yep,
for it in full?
yeah. So it'll either be partial or full based off of their
This
income.
eligibility?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have a eligibility or sliding fee scale that you've already created to
Yeah.
determine whether or not they're where the eligibility falls under?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Now that doesn't have to be on here. I like this form because it gives you the information that you need to be able, and it's HIPAA compliant. Great, great.
You know
So
what? Go back to stories. That's where it is. But you're saying I should have that on the front page?
no, 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 no. This is fine. This is fine. I was looking for stories. So yeah, you can have this on the front page. it's it's definitely and you want to, I know this is a sensitive thing, right? Because um you're showing how the scarring and how you were able to, I mean, this is amazing work, by the way.
Thank you.
This is artistry. This is amazing work. And I'm pretty sure that person felt, you know, good again. like
Yeah. And
like a
she was a
woman.
nurse. So she
Wow.
was really excited.
Um, what I would do, because I know that you want to make this story, there's gotta be, okay, what are the other things that you do also that like a restoration? It's not just this area, right?
They could get their brows done, but I don't really want to do
Or
too
you don't
many
want to
more.
focus on that. That's not clinical.
Mm-mm.
That's not clinical. It's not gonna, it's more that's more fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, and it won't really be compelling enough for grantors to say, I'm going to give you some money for this so people can get their eyebrows done.
Mm-hmm.
you know, however, now, with cancer patients and, they lose their hair and they lose their hair everywhere. And so it could be, it can fall under that. But you will have to have so many of them to equal what you can get for the larger ones. So I will focus on having less of the larger clients instead of having a boatload of the smaller size clients. That's my preference because you just do less work. And it's not less work, but it's just less
Yeah.
headache to deal with people.
That's why this is just focusing on the areolas.
Yeah, yeah. Um, it's the education piece. I love this because remember I said I have never heard of that it was even a reason to have this. And so the education piece is a really, really good addition to your site. And it gives me, if I'm looking for this service, a way to understand everything of what you do. However, as a grantor, if I'm looking at this from a grantor standpoint, I want to see. So, education, by the way, this is a pillar for you. Education is a pillar for you. So, this is a training module. There's a training. And who you're going to train. You need to put a little bit more information about who needs this training. Who needs this training? Because you're doing the work, but you also need to train the people who's going to refer people to you. You also need to train. There's so much trainings that you have to do. There's so many modules of trainings that you have to do. This needs to be free to them, but they need to know that they need this training. You have one of those areas it's one of those areas where they don't know that they need you until they know that they need you. So there's a lot of pre-education. Like, if this ever happens to you, here's what I can do to restore your hope, to restore your body back to it almost like original, you know? So there's the pre-education, like the prevention education. I don't know if there's any prevention education that you can do, but that's all a part of outreach. That's all a part of outreach. And that is fundable. So grants, if you label this as outreach, the education component, what that outreach is, your outreach to clients to let them know about all of this. This is more so telling me what it is
So
instead of
how do I change that to say outreach? Like what would I be, for example, on here, what would I be changing or adding in?
your VIP. So in your VIP packet, there is an AI grant prompt for now. Do this in ChatGPT before you pull it over into Lovable, because Lovable is moving fast. I'll be like, wait, don't change it yet. So do this in the ChatGPT first. Take this information. There is a prompt in the AI grant prompt guide that's for creating a program. And what you need to do is create this as a program. Now, the program is outreach. In outreach, under outreach is education and giving the information out to the awareness campaigns. So now you're doing fairs and festivals. Like, where would people be who would need your services? That's all under outreach. Also, the workshops that you do virtual and live, that's also outreach. All of that falls under outreach. And what you're conveying to the grantors is that without this outreach education, people who need this service would not even know about it. They don't even know that this exists. And so at those outreaches, you need to collect data. I was talking to a client earlier today. They were saying, Ty, I was listening to what you were saying. And every time somebody say that, I said, all right, tell me what the results was. Because when you listen, you get results. She said, I was listening to what you're saying about data. And I went back and to 2020, and she did surveys. Like, you know how after an event, after a conference, they sent out a survey. She actually had these surveys digitally, and she never did anything with the data. I was like, girl, you got a gold mine. You need to do a year to year analysis, and you can do it all now. In 2020, we didn't have ChatGPT, but now we do. So put it all in the ChatGPT and tell it to create. And I gave her the prompt to use. This prompt created a annual report, and in that annual report, it had graphs and charts of year to year of how the attendees continue to grow in their business and spiritual growth. And she saw this in real time and was like, I was even impressed. I didn't even know that we had this much traction. And now I see why a funder would want to fund me for next year. And that's the kind of data that you can collect, because now you can have people who said, I have never heard of this. I have never heard of this, from to more than 5,000 people who never heard of this have now become educated because of my outreach programs. When you do that survey at the end could just be, without this workshop, would you have known any of this information? And say yes or no. Nope. Oh, there you go. Okay. So we need to create a outreach component. This is all under education, by the way. You don't have to change the word to outreach. You could just leave it to education, but this is a program, because what I don't see are your programs. And that it could just be, you have two programs though. Leah, you have two programs. The first program is education and outreach. That's one program. The second program is the actual procedures. We got to call it a name. We're going to call the program a name. Restoration. I don't know if you already have a name. And under the program, you're going to have a program description. And in the AI grant prompt, there is a prompt for creating a program narrative. Take that, put it in the ChatGPT and say, based on what you know about this procedure, because I'm sure you've used it enough, based on what you know about this procedure, use this prompt to create an actual program narrative and watch what it comes out. So you're going to change that when you go back into Lovable, you're going to say, turn the tab education into programs. You're going to put education under that, and you're going to put education being one of the programs, and or say outreach being, I like the word outreach. It's a buzzword for grantors, and it's a way to describe multiple things under not just education, because you can go to a fair and pop up a 10 by 10 booth, and that is considered outreach. I'm going to send you guys this video, VIP. I'm going to send you this video so that you can be able to go back and reference this and know exactly what to do in case you didn't take notes. Okay? Joyce, how are you? Welcome to VIP. I can't hear you. You're talking. You got to unmute yourself. Uh-oh. Let me stop sharing this. Thank you so much, Leah, for sharing your new and improved, definitely improved website with me. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you for your help. I was like,
Okay.
ooh, I told my board, I said, she said I got to get this together.
Yes.
And I was like, I do love this one way better. So
Yes. It started to look like an organization that's been around for years and years and years. Yep. All right. So I'm on live, and I'll take some questions live from the audience. Uh-oh. Joyce will have no audio. Okay, you can put your question in the chat. Yeah, I had some I had some technical difficulties earlier with my devices. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I got 10,000 lights on in here. It's super hot. Ah, hot. Okay. So we only have four minutes left of VIP. And I want to make sure that any last minute questions, any last minute? Okay. All right. So if you had okay, I have covered. We'll be working over the holiday to put everything together. Okay. Great. So we can then, you guys are VIP. You can always look at the VIP section. Again, the video will be emailed to you. The link to the video will be emailed to you. And you can take a look at how to use these prompts. And I was going to show you, but now okay, I got a few more minutes left. Let's pull up one of those prompts. because I want to at least show you all how to use this prompt guide that you got in your VIP package. Because at the end of the day, I need you to know how to use this right here. Okay, let me share my screen. Then we got 2 minutes left before general admission starts. And I want to make sure that we start on time because we do have our guest speaker in the room. Okay. All right. So my side is all set up and everything is working today. Yes. Yes. All right, VIP, I got 2 minutes to show you this. All right, so in your email, you're going to have this folder, and in that folder is a document called the AI grant prompts. You guys, some of you use, and I say you guys a lot, ladies, you use ChatGPT like it is a Google search. It is not. It is very complex. And I have been studying this for 3.5 years, and I am all in. I am all in. I remember, look, I took one of Alicia Little's first classes, like back in the day. So when I tell you I am all in on AI, oh my goodness. I use it specifically for my business, but there is no way you shouldn't use this for your business. Now, I just showed Leah about I'm going to look for the prompt on how to create a program narrative. So I did a Control F so I can find it. My prompts, I have some prompts in here that's 3 pages long. I don't play. I'm not saying I'm a prompt engineer. I don't play when it comes to prompting. My prompts are so elaborate, so elaborate. Okay, so it's going to be on page, this is creating a program narrative. So you're going to copy all of this. I am developing a fundable initiative for my, and then you can change in this what kind of business it is. Please use this program narrative formula. Problem, solution, method, outcome, sustainability. That's the formula. You want to have this entire thing copied all the way down till you get to this quote, end quote. And then wherever you see to end with a short paragraph titled Funding Overview that summarizes how this initiative could be funded. And just click enter. You have enough information in your ChatGPT to be able to craft a very strong program narrative. Is creating a program for you the way that funders want to see it, not the way you want to write it. Okay. And then for some of you who are trying to explain the why, which is your statement of need, the very next prompt is act as a strategic development consultant. I want you to help me clarify, clearly define the problem statement of need for my organization or business. Ask me targeted questions that will uncover, number one, the root problem my audience or community is facing. This right here, if you don't get anything else, do this. You need to know this anyway. Do this one right here. This is going to get you funding. Identifying the problem, the statement of need. Who is affected and how many people are impacted? Why this problem matters right now, include data, urgency, and trends. The consequences of not solving this problem, existing solutions or gaps, what's missing or what's not working, how my organization is uniquely positioned to respond to this problem. Then Then summarize everything into a 2 to 3 paragraph statement of need written in persuasive, funder ready language. And then hit send, hit submit. And watch what comes up. You will be shocked at what it comes up with, and you will be impressed. All right, VIP, that concludes your session. I'm getting ready to transition over. Dr. Lane, can you just come off of mute so I can make sure your audio is synced? Because last
I'm
time,
here. Can you hear me okay?
yes, yes, perfect. Okay, and then I'm gonna make you co-host so that you'll be able to share your screen.
Okay. And can I send you my slides? Can you, because I got notes and 2 screens. Can you help me with that?
I can
Are you
try.
able to?
I'm on because I'm on a new computer. They gave me this MacBook. I am
Okay,
a
no,
girl
I'll
all
do
the
it.
way. And I did not. I was like, so how do you swipe to the other screen? So how do you? I'm like,
Right. How do you do that? Let me call up so I can get a double screen on here. I'm here though.
okay.
All right.
I'll stop sharing my screen. If you want to start sharing yours, you can. I want to stop this. We're going to start the recording. And Stephanie is here. Great. So I want to make her goals. Okay. All right, Stephanie, you're in control of the guest room. Dr. Stacy, I'm going to do an introduction and you're going to get ready to rock and
And
roll.
give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
As you're letting them in. I'll be ready in 5.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to day 2 of the Get More Grants Challenge. Woo, 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 woo. And we are going to have a great time today. Why? Because I have a computer today. Yesterday, if you were here on day 1, my computer crashed right at the time of the presentation. And so it's important now for me. There we go. It's important for me to at least give you all the 5 minutes that you need to go over this grant search mechanism because we just did not get a chance to do this on the big screen. So I am live on the big screen today and we are going to show you. Now what I wanted to do was put some of you came in yesterday and you told us what your business industry is, what city and state you're in. So if you can do that right now, type in the chat your city, state, and business industry. We're going to be looking up grants right now. We're about to look up some grants live. We're going to go, we're going to look up grants live and okay, here we go. Go back to Instagram. 1 second. I'm going live here. Let's take a look at the chat. All right, we have. Oh, Kimberly. Hey, I have a 4-year-old, a recent 4-year-old, so I know exactly what it means to have a toddler in motion. But type in the chat your name in, I mean, not your name, your industry, city, and state. All right, we got Delaware in the house. Wait, two Delawares? Are you guys together? Okay, yes, you are. Okay, because that's a very small state to have two people from there. I'm not nothing against Delaware. I got people who come all the time from small states and small cities. But you guys, that was funny. Good job. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a community center here in the house. We have ministry teacher, music drama from Missouri. Yes, oh, great, great, great. Where else? Come on, let's go ahead. I know you guys are typing. All right, don't be typing no 6-page letters here. All right, we got Ivy. Hi, Ivy. Assistant nurses, healthcare workers, facing financial hardship. What is that? PMA. Look, I am not in y'all industry. Y'all better stop using these acronyms. Yeah, and if you use these acronyms to the funders, they're not gonna know either. So
Sorry, that's Private Membership Association. How you doing,
exactly.
Ty?
I know because I do the same thing. I do the same thing. But I have to remember that the funders are not from my industry. So I write, and when I do chat GPT, I said sometimes you gotta write like you are in a freshman in college because and it really depends on which grant it is. Because with Walmart, I told someone today, I said, ask ChatGPT to write it as a senior in high school. And why did I say that? Because the people that's reading the Walmart grant applications, it is not the same as the people that are reading the Rockefeller Foundation grants. These are working people, everyday people. Some of them are college graduates, some of them are not. Some of them are just regular, hard-working folks. And so you want to make sure you read the room, meaning when you read the website and you look up a grant and you see the language that they're using, you want to mimic that. You want to mimic that. Mimic the words that they're using, mimic the language they're using. So someone says, it's the same thing with resumes. You guys had jobs before. It's the same. Everything that they tell you to do for resumes, it's the same thing you have to do for a grant. When you do that, I hope and I told, I always know when I was working for my nonprofit, I always knew who did their research and who didn't. Because when they would send their cover letters or when they would send their resumes number one didn't match the role that they were applying to. I was like, what is this? What? And their cover letters would be a blanket cover letter that I know went to 50 other employers. They didn't take the time out to differentiate and personalize. It's the same exact thing with a grantor. You cannot copy and paste. I can send you 50,000 winning grant proposals. It won't work for you. It worked for me. It won't work for you because you have your own unique story that you have to tell. And when you tell that story is going to resonate. So storytelling is a major part of winning a grant. It's a major part of grant winning, but we tend to leave that out when we talk about it. I'm going to talk about it, and we're going to take a look at two. I got my pipeline open here. Wait, did I? How do I get back to Zoom? Zoom. See this. Here we go. Here we go. I gotta share my screen first. My husband put me on this MacBook and I was like, no, but I had no other choice. So bear with me. I put some of y'all organizations that was here yesterday into the system. And so I did one today. Is Boss Summit in the house? Royalty business. I saw you guys and I was like, okay, we're gonna do, how about this? let's just go to the grant database. Now, I'm logged into businessgrants.io as an agency, so you're not going to see all of these features. As an agency, we're able to house all of your grants in our database because we're writing them. So we have fit scores for every single person, a fit score for every single grant. When is it due? What do we need to do? And we were scored. So this grant, I haven't even applied for this. But it tells me how much this organization is giving, between 10,000 and 100,000. Now, this one, you're not even going to find a website for it because they don't want you to find a website for it. They don't have a website for it. We've been building our database since 2018. We were building it before AI. This was crazy. When AI came out, we were like, oh my gosh, this is about to be a game changer, because we took what we already built. We already had about 3,000 plus grants, hard to find grants that were in our database. And then we took that, fed it through AI to find more grants that were similar. Family offices, very ultra wealthy people who give on a major scale through their foundations, who don't publicize. But we're going to write them a letter and we're going to ask them for some money. And I'm going to show you how to do that in 5 seconds. I'm about to do this. Move to writing. So I just moved over to writing. Now I have that grant here, and based on what I know about writing an executive summary, I already have an executive summary written up. I'm going to generate an executive summary just for this organization. And as you can see, I just generated an executive summary in milliseconds. I just clicked the button and the existing executive summary was tailored to this grant. You see that? You see that? You see how we can write 50 grants a week? This is crazy. This is crazy. Now, we're not just writing just any old grant. We're writing grants that fit. Look at that fit score. 94 fit score. It's not just a grant. It's a grant that they would most likely fund because we fit the type of organization that they already give to. So I'm going to go to the grant database and I'm going to take one of your companies. And since Delaware is in the house, 2, 3 of them in the house, we might as well go ahead and put Delaware in here. And we're going to put the community center. So that's youth. We're going to put the areas. Let's go ahead and put education. Let's go ahead and throw in youth development in there. And what city are you in Delaware? I want to be very specific. I'm gonna tell you, there's about 217
Claymont.
grants that popped up that funds in Delaware, but
Claymont.
Claymont, okay. Let's see if anything comes up under Claymont.
Oh, MONT.
Oh, okay, okay, there. That look right? That
Yes.
look right? Okay. Okay, so there's no grantors that's in that city. But what's the county?
Newcastle County.
New Council?
Newcastle,
Castle. Oh, Castle. Okay, yes.
County.
Let's see. Okay, so nothing in I'm not saying that there's nothing, but
How about Wilmington?
let's see, Wilmington. Now that's the capital, right? Do I remember or not? No, I don't remember all my state capitals. I'm sorry. I did not pass that part of social studies.
Dover is actually the capital of Delaware.
Delaware is Wilmington, Delaware, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, it is 90 degrees and my house is it's 70 degrees and it's still hot. All right, here we go. Fair play. Here is a foundation. Do you know about them? It's a private foundation. Do they have a website? Let's see. Well, sometimes, let's see if we can find a little bit of money for you today. Yes. Copy that, paste, oops. Forgot this command. Oops. This N keeps getting stuck. Let's see. This is one of those foundations that have, yeah, they don't have their own website. This is one of those foundations that they give. And the reason why we know about it, like the foundation directories, because as a foundation, you have to publish a 990 PF. And in those 990 PFs, you will disclose all of the organizations you donated to and their causes. And so this is based off of 990 data. You see, based off their, and this is total assets of $15 million. So they have money to give. So this is one of those foundations that you cultivate a relationship with. Send them an email, send them a letter, send them a letter, and then go back to the database to see. This is what they're wait, why did this come up? Because it says they're mostly passionate about animal welfare, environmental education, but that's probably why it came up, because that education in there. But environmental marine issues, wetlands, watershed protection, and wilderness, that is not a good fit. See, if I had your organization in here, like if I just, let me just select just anybody, and I ran a fit analysis, I'm just going to show you. Based on the 18, it's like you're not even eligible. And the only reason why it's 18 is because you are doing it before the deadline. But the decision is to do not apply. So my technology saves you time. So you would have been applying for sending the letters and all of that when they're not most likely going to fund your organization, because it doesn't fall nowhere near what they're passionate about. So we will excommunicate them from the list. All right. There was 4. So take a look at these other 4. We gotta go, but take a screenshot of these other 4. And these are all private foundations that is not publicly. Look, we find those grants that are not on those grant stations and those databases, like public websites. They don't have websites. They have email addresses and addresses. And these are the type of grants. This is like when we got the 125,000 last year, guys, they don't even have a website. They was like, email us the proposal. We said, wait, what? And the proposal was, they said, email us a proposal that's less than 1 page. We don't want to do all that reading. It's like, okay, that was easy. And all I did was hit the button, created the proposal of what we were going to use the money for, sent it to them. 2 weeks later, we got an email saying, hey, we want to go ahead and fund your organization. And we were able to send, oh gosh, dozens of kids to summer camp last year. And we did a back to school event that gave away 4,900 backpacks and school supplies. And we were able to do a back to end of year toy drive. So we were able to do so much with that money, so much. And all because we found them. We found them. So sometimes you just need to find them. So when people ask me, how can I find a grant? Well, first, finding the right funder is one thing. You can put it in ChatGPT all you want, but if you don't know what to look for, then it's going to be like a Google search. It's not going to know how to find these funders for you. Okay. So I'm going to give you a secret. Those of you who are in a VIP already have this. If you need help with writing these proposals, I have this bundle. And then I'm going to, this is businessgrants.com/bundle. Those of you who are VIP, don't pay for this. You already got it. But it's only $47. You can go ahead and get it. Unless you are in any of my high ticket programs, you get it too. So don't pay for it if you're in any of my programs. You already have it. But those of you who want to know how to get the bundle, it is easy. It is businessgrants.com/bundle. Okay. Now the moment you all have been waiting for. This is, if you tap in for the next 45 minutes, please, I promise you, what you are about to get, if this doesn't put an extra $10,000 to $100,000 to $250,000 into your business, you wasn't listening, you wasn't taking notes, and you didn't execute. I would like to introduce my dear friend and the person who I learned from about government contracts. She is so knowledgeable. She is the $1 billion. I didn't say million. I said $1 billion contract queen with billions of dollars of contracts under her belt. You guys give a warm welcome to Dr. Stacy Lane.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Loud and clear. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure my screen. Uh-oh, can you see my screen? How about that? Ty, can you see me?
Yes, there you go.
Okay, excellent. I'm still living off of the She Gets funding because that's what we're going to talk about today. Ladies and gentlemen, if you give me an opportunity, I really want to go over these slides with you. And I want you to be able to screenshot what makes sense for you, what resonates with you. And then I want to come off and I want to have a real conversation about your business, if it's okay. I want to be able to tell you about the power of the government writing your check. Because here's the truth. Before I say anything else, I really want you to know the government is the largest customer in the world. 7.1 trillion a year. Let me say that, 7.1 trillion. And most women in this room have never even sent them an invoice. Have you invoiced your government? So I want to give you some key steps on how to win. My talking points are going to be how you unapologetically can say that your federal agency is your customer. You are not bowed head and broken. You're going in to get the goat. Okay? So I really want you to take a look at how does the government spend money. I believe in operating in actual facts, clarity and understanding. I really want you to be able to understand how the government is utilizing its funds and how you can get your share of government funding. Okay? Let me move over here. I'm on a split screen, so give me a second as I'm moving my mouse back and forth. So what the government doesn't do is spend money. It buys from businesses, your business. So it's not spending. People think I'm just going to get this free money. This is exchange for service. I want to be able to tell you which services are what we call the hot topics, the hot spots. And some people are worried about it. Like, I got to bid, I got to go through the proposal process. What if I could show you a way that you don't have to bid and go through the proposal and wait? That you can literally say, here's the service that I'm providing. And they call it the micro purchase gold mine. Here's the service that I provide. No RFPs, no standing in line. You just want to send a purchase order for your business. No bid, no competition. This is a direct purchase. The government is purchasing from your business. If you are registered on sam.gov right now, put some hearts in the chat. Let us know if your business is registered on sam.gov. Now, there are some changes with our current administration. If you are not registered on sam.gov, you used to hear about getting those virtual offices. Virtual. Any virtual offices are being rejected now. You must have brick and mortar, because they want to be able to know where they send in the check. And for those of us who have been living in a virtual world for so long, now they're bringing you back to brick and mortar. There's a way around that. There's a way around that in registration with sam.gov. And I'm sure that Ty has a product at the end. I hope we get to do our course together so that we can really show you how to position yourself, how to contact the agencies. Every city, every state has the small business offices. And what you're going to call them and ask for is their micro vendor list. Write that down, micro vendor list. Now, let's say you're calling DOD, DOT, you're calling the Air Force, you're calling the bases. All of us have some of the Department of Veteran Affairs. They do things like mow the lawn. You may not mow the lawn. I don't mow the lawn. But I'll tell you what, I'll get that contract for the Department of Veteran Affairs for beautification to plant the flowers. Why? Because that one agency, it is $10,000 a week that they do not have to bid on. They can literally just sign your check as long as it's 10,000 and below. That's the threshold, 10,000. So what do you mean, Dr. Lane? If I have one agency, Department of Veteran Affairs, and I'm mowing their lawn every week, and I have the contract at $10,000, because that's really what it is, depending on what their facility is, which facilities I have assigned to me, that's in the bid, because they're going to hire you to do it. Not a bid or not an RFP, request for a proposal. That's not what they do. It's literally on the micro list. It's on the micro business list. Times 52. 52 what? 52 weeks. 52 weeks, $10,000, 520K annual potential income. The reason it's potential, because if you only have one spot, or you get the whole thing, do you get the whole 10,000 or half of the 10,000? Just depends on what you put in for the services that you provide. It could be to clean the office. It could be to do the data entry. It could be staff augmentation, which I love. Staff augmentation. Well, guess what? If you do that with 5 agencies, that's how you get 2.6 million. People always say, go big or go home. I say, go small and build a home. Okay? Go small. 10K a week. People over, I don't want 10K. Oh, but you do. Because 10K a week can easily turn into $500,000 or 2.6. It's like multiplying a penny a day. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And that's the opportunity that you have now. So you want to contact your small business offices directly. Don't send emails, because you'll get lost in the hustle and the bustle. You want to make friends. You want them to know your name. You want them to know your service. And you will follow up with the email. We have a whole system on how to get you in so that you can get your 10K. And once you have that first one, baby, bye. It just continues. And it's like the next one and the next one. And it just depends now about you managing services, because you don't have to personally provide that service. What you can do is have the next person provide it for you. Now, the recurring revenue contract machine. When, number one, IDIQ. This is the indefinite contract. That means it is forever. When you see they win it once and you get paid for years, just over and over and over again. I love IDIQ vehicles. Why? Because it's the master contract. That's when you can become a sub under a prime that already has that contract, or you can become a prime. You have the opportunity to be in both places, either or, because if you become a prime, you can get subs, or you could be the prime and provide the service if it's your area of expertise. It does not have to fall in your area of expertise. You understand what I'm saying to you? So then you got your task order flow. The agency issues the orders off the contract. So they say, when it was COVID, oh my God, COVID was really great for some people and really horrible for others. And may God bless those of us who we lost during COVID, because many of us lost family and friends during COVID. So, but for those who understood what cranberry gloves were and what the medical industry was providing and how you can go and order that when they say we need 500,000 cranberry gloves every week, and you have the contract to bring them in, change your life. This is where that $7.1 trillion lands, right? And so when you talk about no bid ever, you mean I'm in. So what our job is to do is show you how to be in where all of your paperwork is right. Yesterday on day one, Ty broke down the importance of having your paperwork right. I say if your paper work is not right, your paper will not be right. You got to get your paperwork right in order to get your paper right. Write that down because that's the actual fact. Scale with more orders. Once you're in, now you can scale. That's why you get that 52 weeks. You get but one agency you want to master it. It's so easy because now you got one, and then you got documentation, and people jump too fast and they come back and they're like, Doc, I got more than I can handle. I believe in biting off more than I can chew and learn how to chew on the way down with my digestive tract, the way it's working though, because I really want to make sure I stay in order. I bite, I digest, I learn to chew it, and then I bite again. It's a system to it. And we want to teach you the system. Now, the GSA, you don't have to be on the GSA schedule. When I put somebody on the GSA schedule, I charge anywhere from 15. My prices is 15 to 26,000. I got to build you an identity. So if I'm gonna put you on GSA, that's work. However, you don't have to do that. You know what you do? You partner. Collaboration is the new currency. I have a book about it. I wrote it. Check out Amazon. Collaboration is the new currency. Series 2 is better. It's coming out. So collaboration is a new currency because you could come to myself or Ty, and if you're in our master project, you're going to be on GSA schedule anyway. What is GSA? That says those who have already gone through the process, that by itself is 25K. Those who have already gone through the process and been approved, you can go in. It's like the government is like, I need this and that and this and that. When I provided for DOJ, everybody wanted to provide all the mental health. They wanted to provide all these books, all this stuff. You know what I wanted to provide? I wanted to provide the tea and the coffee. The tea and the coffee. I partnered with a company for tea and coffee and won a contract with DOJ for the tea and the coffee. And guess what? The company I partnered with was a multi-level marketing company. So I was winning on both sides. You got to be able to think. I can't even imagine outside the box because the box don't exist over here, okay? What we're talking about is recurring cash, the longer runway, and the stronger predictable predictability. I want to know where my money is. I want to be able to predict my income and know where the money is. And if you're thinking about what's the predictable income, what's going to come in every month, you don't want to be wondering, am I going to get the grant? Am I going to get the grant or am I not? If the government is mad, can I not get the grant? You don't want to have to go through that. We want to talk about OTA. Write OTA down. OTA is Other Transaction Authority. This is the cheat code right here. DOD, that's Department of Defense, has already said it spans through OTA, Other Transaction Authority. Now, when I'm done with this presentation, I only got a couple more slides. I want to open it up because I want to talk to you about your business. I want to have a real conversation. For me to get in the room with people a long time ago, about 25, I've been in this for 25 years. I used to pay people thousands of dollars just to sit at the table and really ask about my business. I didn't want to hear about their success. I want to know, how can I be successful? How is it going to work for me? And once I understood that, and I understood no seal bids, the deals can be negotiated directly. Now, where did I learn that from? In the General Assembly when I was working with Barack Obama. When I worked with Barack Obama, I literally got to do the bids. I got to monitor the bids. I got to see how it come in. I got to work with the Black Caucus. I got to be a part of this federal funding. And I'm like, you all are moving millions and billions of dollars. Now, some of you are just seeing Trump go over here to China. Trump went to China to make the deal. So many doors have literally just opened that were sealed shut. They have opened because Trump made the deals. Now, all these people just work from home. Think of this. We are working from home. All these people that are working from home, all of those federal buildings that Dodge closed, you saw Elon over there, that stuff matter. All of those buildings are closed. They got to be maintained. Can you be the one to maintain them? They got 100B. You don't have to have 100B, but I promise you the crumbs of 100B will change your life and your children's life. If you think in that type of thought process, if that's your thought process, this is where you win. The government want to be your customer. Don't look to be their customer. Look for them to be your customer. How do I do that? On the NCMS. NCMS is the National Center for Manufacturing Services. What is it that you can do? That's industry. You're doing AI. I heard Ty talk about AI, anything. What services can you produce? Or someone you know that can produce under you. Air Force Innovation Challenge. That's that AF. That's where you find the innovation challenges. They want you to come up with all type of the Department of Defense. I have a person right now, one of my clients, they created this 12-pound bulletproof vest that they're selling to the government because they need the vest. And they're selling them for what do they call it? Not mass destruction, for emergency defense when it started, because the students was shooting up schools and all of that kind of stuff. That's what they made them for. And they did 12-pound vests for the teachers. But now the Army and the military is now purchasing those vests. So you can literally not sell the uniforms to the government. You can sell the buttons on the uniform. What I'm trying to do is get you to think of something just a little bit different. Because hidden gem number 4 is the federal real estate. There's 370 million square feet of private space leased annually. What do you have that the government can lease from you? And when we get on this GSA schedule, because you'll be able to have access to it when you're in this program, then you become the GSA landlord. You get to say, I'm servicing our military veterans and I'm teaching them AI techniques, and you got other programs which makes your agency stand out bigger, better, and brighter. And that moves us to gem 5 and 6. That 60 billion in that AI technology, This surge, you better ride the wave. It's here now. Now, the sole source, you have to be very, very careful on your language because we are in a merit-based society. That means you got to be smart, you got to do the work. It's not about a minority. I don't put any minority, don't put any woman on, none of that. It's because I know how to do the job. Okay. That's all you want to focus on is I know how to do the job. That's the clarity, the stability. I've been mowing lawns and I'm using lawn mowing, but I'm going to show you a list in a sec. I've been mowing lawns for the past 20 years, and you want to be able to show your credibility. We will give you the credibility straddle. So when you go in and put your business on the line with the federal government, we're going to show you how to do that in your area. You could do prime, you can be sub. We talked about what that looks like. 0 certification required in many of the subs. You know why? Because your prime already has certifications. People say, I want to be the big dog. I don't. I want the 10K, 52 weeks, and I take that 520, and then I'll see you and raise you another 4 agencies. So I take those 5 agencies and the 2.6 million. And I'm not talking about it. I'm really being about it. Like right now, I'm doing 2 federal fuel deals because why? Because I'm a sub. And I'll take that for those 52 weeks that when you see the fuel costs are about to drop too. So you can exhale just a little bit, but they coming down since Trump leaving out of China made a deal there. Okay, so how to execute the prime sub? You want to find your prime. But when you're in our programs, we're going to give you the prime. We already know where the primes are. We already are part of the primes. And in some cases, we are the prime. Okay, now one of the things you want to go to is usaspending.gov. That's the top primes. You would go on there if you want it specifically for your business. You just got to, it's a path and this is a process. What we want to do is show you how to collapse time frames and move decades into months. And some months will turn into days because we need to accelerate the process before the rug is pulled from under you. You really want to be one of those non-traditional contractors that companies have never had before. They now non-traditional is what's coming in. It's like where you come from. And now you have an opportunity to be the provider and the government is now your customer. Hold on, let me get that out of there. I have my phone on. Oh. If you got questions, please start dropping them in the chat because I'm going to be finished in just a sec. And then I'm going to answer those questions, but you can also answer them live. You can ask them live, I mean. Give me 1 second. And then we'll talk about in our program how the Small Business Liaison Office. Let me tell you, you can go to your state website right now, and you can pull up the Small Business Office, and then you can look at that micro list. You could send a request for it, or you could do the research and have it online. But here are the 10 contracts that nobody is chasing. AI data labeling, training services. Are you a trainer? These are take a screenshot if you haven't already. Cybersecurity compliance consultant. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be you. Who do you know? Okay, collaboration is what? Put it in the chat, the new currency. Somebody that's interacting and get access to one of our programs at no cost to you. It's just a bonus. I love bonuses. Okay, so federal HR workforce training, that's staff augmentation. You don't have to do the work. They need somebody to do the data entry, to file the complaints, to respond to the customer's complaint. It can be you. Language translation and interpretation. It's not just Spanish and English, it's Mandarin. You got multiple languages there. Mental health and wellness programs. That is beyond just mental illness. That's mental health and wellness. That means, are you a fitness instructor? Do you know food nutritional programs? It is very, very broad here. And these numbers are based off, this is no competition. This is not a grant that I'm talking about you. I'm talking about a government contract that's going to guarantee and pay you. And the reason you got to be very careful on language. We've had our attorneys and our legal pull all language. We're in the meetings. Why? Because when we talk about logistics and supply chain, not driving the trucks, we're talking about consulting, social media and communications. People want to put woman power and I am woman and black power and Latino America, forget all those powers. Put smart power, put I can get the job done power. I'm working for the mayor power. Okay, get the job done. When you select your Nexus codes, it makes all the difference in the world. You have to select the correct Nexus codes. Now, what we will teach you how to do is not only select the codes that match your entity, but give you a few of those broad general codes. So when you start applying for some of this other stuff to become a sub or even a prime, it registers, it's already in the system. Like fuel. Fuel was not a part of United Federal Contractors. It was not a part of my company, but you know why it is now? Because I'm in the fuel industry. Why? Because they just opened up that fuel contracts, and I knew a person and I called them, and then that's how I became a sub there. So now I'm a mandate direct to the fuel service. You got to be willing to take the shift. I have prime, sub, because sometimes the numbers are just that good. And if you're doing, instead of 10, you get 2,000, you get 2,000, you get $1,000 a week, you get 2,000, and you can do your own chain. Just make sure that the job get done. As long as the job is done, you win it. Okay, so we have this process to get you through to your first contract in those 90 days. And that's what that program is. And it's ironclad. It's not a guess. It is paint by numbers. I like the blueprint, and that's what we provide. Everyone is panicking, but smart women are positioning. We're positioning with the consolidation effect. This effect, when large contracts are cut, like CDC. When CDC said we're not doing HIV testing anymore, all they did was gave it to smaller clinics. And people like you and myself that could go in and send in some of our nurses and they could do the testing for us. That's it. It's just going to a smaller 20%, 23% small business quota. Look at that. There's a federal mandate that pushes prime contract dollars toward small businesses, not minority women, no minority anything, no Hispanic. Take all of that out of your verbiage. If you're putting it in a grant, you're putting it anywhere. I'm telling you what's real across the board. You can change all that. Because even if you want it, they have pulled contracts straight off the desk because you put minority and it said you won because of that. Okay. I'm going to speed up because I want to give you a chance to answer questions. All right. So this is who I am. I'm a serial CEO. I go where the funding is. I believe in a pivot. I'm very mission driven and committed to excellence. Okay. I really want to see is nation time. We got to build through strategic partnerships. Most of my clients are assets. My company, we refer to people as assets because what do you have that we can do together? That if you see anybody standing on the side of me or anywhere in a photo, you better know they're doing something better than me because we're sharing space. You're looking and building as an asset. You want to position yourself and those in your circle to win together. I'm telling you, you sleep a whole lot better. I have, as they say, more degrees than a thermometer, but the degrees is not what they help on merit base because my name is on a lot of people's contracts to help them open some doors. So we use our certifications and that's strictly to get us in some contracts. Okay. However, that's not what wins. It's your willingness to think beyond your everyday, typical, ordinary strategy. And that's what we do. So I'm going to close out. And of course, I always have to tell people you just saw what billions look like. And the pipeline is open. The contracts are real. You go to USA Gov Spend, USA Spending, and you will see. Ty and I have a 90-day execution roadmap for your business. And if you're interested in it, we have the honor and privilege to bring it before you. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to open the floor for anyone that has any questions.
Ooh, that was so good. Okay, I have the questions already here. They started out pretty early on. So the first question is, did you say each city and state? What agency do they need to contact for a list of micro vendors?
Yeah, so you contact your small business agency in your state. State's the small business. Every
So
state
like
has the same.
SBA?
It is. They don't call it SBA because that's federal, but every
okay.
state has a small business agency attached to it. So when you go to the Secretary of State, just look up for your small business in your state.
Okay. Is that also same with like the city or the county, or is it just with the state?
Yes, same with the city and the county. But if you do the state, you get to cover city and county. You want to go to the top.
Okay. Okay. The next question is, someone said, I'm stuck on making my industry fit everything else versus just finding opportunities. And Leah is one of our VIPs. And so her industry is very unique. It's cosmetic tattooing, but it's for medical purposes. And so she's stuck looking for opportunities that fit her industry. So
go right into that medical industry. I mean, that's health. That is mental health. That is
mental health.
Mental health and wellness.
That's a really good angle, Leah.
Medical tattoos is medical eyebrows. It's medical eyeliner. It is hair installation. I mean, you got a lot for medical tattoos, and you can even roll that over into the housing piece. If you want to do Airbnb near the hotel, near the hospital, you can do medical tattoos like on site, like how the Ronald McDonald House is. You can literally have medical tattoos where people are coming out of treatment. They want to be beautification and all of that kind of stuff. It's not beautification. Definitely needed in the health and wellness industry, mental health, all of that.
Can I ask a follow-up for that?
Okay, go ahead, Leah.
Okay, what did you mean by the Airbnb piece?
That right there, that was a drop. Right. Wait a minute.
Back it up.
Oh my goodness.
Having an Airbnb near a hotel, near a hospital, allows you to have medical housing, because everybody that's going in for their children and adults, and they're coming in, they're flying in, they need somewhere to stay. So now it becomes medical houses, not just Airbnb. It's an essential need. It's a place that actually during the shutdown you can use, because now your Airbnb is medical equipment. And you can provide the service there as well that you provide.
Oh, that's game changing.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, you guys, that was a $1 billion idea right there. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got more questions. So,
someone has their hand up.
This is Tazora. Yeah, she's currently in our Inner Circle program, and she has a mental health and wellness organization. It's a nonprofit, and she has a for-profit, both in the mental health space. This is a big one, Dr. Lang. Tazora, I'm gonna let you come off of mute so you can give her a little bit of information about it, because you're doing two things.
So I have a mental health clinic that I'm getting ready to roll out. And then for my nonprofit, we provide free counseling to anyone that's suicidal but don't have insurance. We do burial assistance and also medication assistance.
And what does your for-profit do?
It's a clinic, so we like an outpatient mental health outpatient clinic, like a
And what is
wellness
your
center.
question?
My question is, how will that fit inside the mental health and wellness program? Because you mentioned that that's not competitive. So I need in.
Yeah, so in that mental health and wellness, you know how CDC stopped with the big pharma on doing the testing. Everything that you're doing in your clinic, you are in a perfect position to provide it. And you have a social enterprise. You have the ultimate of what we teach and train people to how to have a for-profit and a nonprofit work together simultaneously. And that's what you have, a social enterprise. And when you have a social enterprise, that's community development block grant, that is social services in the community that you're providing direct. You can literally go to CDC and knock on their door and say, I can provide, it's all on usaspend.gov. It's a whole list. I could go through your agency, every blood test, every physical, every test that you're doing is a service that you can provide individually. On that 10K, that's a bid. We can provide all of your drug screens. We can provide all of your, whatever your main products are, you can provide them, and each one of those is a $10,000 bid that you say my agency helping the community can come in. So you got
So she
five
needs
things
to
right there.
itemize what she does. She needs to itemize what she does, just instead of saying just mental health as like the blanket, because it does fall. It is a really, really large blanket.
Right.
And so
And addiction treatment, methadone, all of that, whatever it is you do. Let me tell you, it's not even whatever you do. Let me tell you what it is. It's whatever they need. You go where the money is. When I write a grant, when people come to me, if you don't have flexibility for a grant or a government contract, you got to have flexibility. Can't say, I just do this. If they are funding for one arm, blue eye, picking the nose children, then that's who we serve. Wherever the funding is that matches what you do. So if CDC says we're doing addiction treatment and we're doing addiction testing, then you provide addiction testing. Just one more test you add, and now I'm going to add that pathway on to everything else that I do. Because now that you got the funds and you got the treatment, you're providing treatment, but that treatment is not just for them. I mean, it's your product, it's your service, it's in your clinic. So now you're just expanding your clinic, and you actually need an extra 2 or 3 more locations. And you do that by saying, I'm going to do outreach. We can do door to door. That's just expanding the services that you provide with the contracts that you will receive.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We got a lot of questions. They are pouring in now. You got everybody's head spinning right now, because there were so many angles. And listen, I've been doing grants for almost 20 years now, and I can tell you, grants, I know. Government contracts, now I have a government contract. I have an active government contract. It's called Fulton County Contract for the Arts. And they had a service that they wanted us to provide. They said, can you teach youth some form of arts in the year of 2025? And their fiscal year is from July 1st to June 30th. So we said, of course, because we already do it. So it was a no-brainer for us, because all we did was took what we were already doing, submitted the bid, and we won the contract, and several other contractors. We won the contract because we explained really clearly, we're going to offer this class, this, that, from this day to this day for this age group at this location. And that was all they needed to know. It was super easy. It was super easy. So if you think that is like so hard, it's so elaborate, it is a lot of paperwork up front though, but once you get it going, you guys, we've been getting this contract for at least 8 years. Every year. We got to apply for it every
Right.
year, but every year we get it because we get it for this particular funder. Okay, so someone asked, how much is that 90-day program again? We didn't say how much it was. And there's a reason for that. I don't want you to focus on how much the program is. What I want you to focus on, because she just gave you money right there. She just gave you money. Everything that she just taught you, you could literally take that on Monday. Or what's today? Tuesday. On Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
On
Mhm.
Wednesday. Go and identify, call those small business offices, put your Nexus code in there, and identify immediately the funding opportunities that are available right now at the 10,000 level, and you can start applying if you already have your SAMs. If you don't, let's go through that SAM.gov. It's going to take you what?
As a
That's
part of the
like
process.
5 to
to
7
help them.
business days,
Mhm.
somewhere around there. We
Yes.
can take you through that process in the program. It's a no-brainer, but sometimes you just need somebody to hold your hand, right? So we came up with this offer because we knew what it took for us to get to where we are. What we're doing is you guys are bypassing all the years of hard knocks, all this boom, 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 boom that we had to do. We're gonna bypass that. We're bypassing that. You're bypassing that because we did the work. We both been in this 2 decades. So we put us all together. You're looking at almost 45, 50 years of combined
50 years.
experience. Of combined experience. So, and we know what was working today, and we know what worked yesterday. And you guys, the government moves really slow. What worked yesterday still works today in most cases. AI has come and changed a lot of things, but the government takes a long time to catch up. That is one slow government. And so I want us to take advantage of this opportunity. This is the first time. Now, I know you guys will be in the accelerator with us, but I'm going to be kind of in the accelerator with y'all because I'm learning too, okay? I'm learning from her. And I know there's some things that we could all learn from each other as we learn more about your industries. And if she could because by the way, she's a prime contractor. Okay, we have prime in Georgia. And so if you want us to go after a contract where you could actually be the sub on, let's collaborate. What did we say? Collaboration over competition.
That's right.
And there's ladies and gentlemen in the room. So I want you all to know what it is that you will get for the next. Now, I'm not even talking about the 90 days in depth until tomorrow, but at least right now, because you guys have a lot of questions and we are already at 9:00. So at least I want to answer this question, which is the investment is as low as whatever your credit allows, because we do have payment plans. It is a full investment of $10K, but you do not have to pay that right now. And we'll remember what we're teaching you. This is not a motivation. This is not a motivation program. It's not a motivation program. So we have also the question is that came across here. This is a good one. Do you have to form a new business in order to start getting federal contracts? Do you have to start a new business, or can they use the existing businesses that they have?
What is the existing business?
Good question. What is the existing business?
So my business is I'm a filmmaker.
A filmmaker. Okay.
Okay,
Is that how you
good.
make a living? That's what you do to make a living?
I'm trying to. I do not make my living at it at this moment. So no.
Okay. So currently your business is because
It's
the
formed.
filmmaking.
It's formed. I have my EIN. It's formed and everything.
Okay, so the LLC is for a filmmaking business.
Yes.
Okay. Have you done any work under that, like where income has come to that?
Income, no, I've gotten a little bit. I've done some pro bono work and I've made some of my own films. But
Okay.
as far as income, no.
Okay. Well, guess what? I just completed me and Stacy yesterday. There was in Atlanta, the city of Atlanta was looking for filmmakers, artists, dancers. I mean, anybody
Art.
really in the arts who could teach. You have to be creative. It has to be a creative field who can teach youth how to do what they do. So if you can teach filmmaking in a professional way, like they are learning the art of filmmaking, put it in a curriculum format, and guess what? I can get the contract and sub you. Are you in Georgia?
I am.
Oh, that's good. What are the odds of that on our contract? What are the odds of that? Okay,
Mhm.
so you definitely are you in my school community?
I'm in school, yes.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. What you want to do is in the school community, send me a DM with your email address because if I'm awarded, I want to bring you on. This is how we listen. Y'all about to find out real quick how easy it is when you join this ecosystem. We got grants and contracts flowing through here because we are prime contractors. We are prime grantors. And so when I get the grant, what do you think I do? I don't do everything. I sub most of it.
Mhm.
We sub most of it. We don't do everything. We don't offer AI classes, but we know that you do. So we'll pay you to offer the AI classes to our youth. And now our youth is taking AI classes. Now, if we get this contract, and I'm saying we, me,
Yeah.
you, and me, if
We
we get
get
this contract, all right, I want you to go back and tell everybody in the school community they should have been here at the Get More Grants Challenge because just now we just found out that this is why you need to be in the room. How would I have known that you was in Atlanta? I have almost 500 members in that community. I would not have known that. And to know that you're in a space that I'm already in, I'm in the arts. I know filmmakers. And there
Mhm.
are contracts and grants because Atlanta is trying to be the next Hollywood.
Yeah.
awesome.
Ty, can I side note over there?
Side note,
Ms. Lewis, tell me what you have a burden on you. I'm trying to see what that is because even with that contract, it's heavy on you. What's happening over there?
Just, I don't know much. I don't know. I haven't been taught. So I've been working at this for years. I mean, I formed my business like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 at this point, and it hasn't gone anywhere. And there's nothing.
So you have a little hopelessness there that's weighing you down.
Yeah.
I can see that. Let me tell you, one of the beautiful things about being in a community is somebody to see you. I want you to know that I see you. And it'll be an honor and a privilege to be able to help you walk through this process because you're not by yourself. You're in a room right now with what we got a dozen almost individuals here, and we can collaborate and help you. You're not by yourself anymore. And I just want you to know, I want you to say your prayer and the rest easy because change has come. I can tell you that because I know it. And as Ty said, we both literally, she gave me the grant and said, hey, apply for this for one of your people. But even in the federal space, documentation beats conversation, and you're in the documentation field.
God is
So the
moving.
government needs to document some of their wins and losses. Right now, on my other screen over here, Trump is popping up. This is the time you can get you a contract just by recording and doing film on the political agenda that's taking place. Get in with these politicians and record them. That's a contract. And now is that contract just some small, and pro bono for you is over. You do nothing else for pro bono. Forget that. You're worth in gold. So stand on it. Stop giving it away. You're not giving it away anymore. There's money with your name on it. Allow us to show you and help walk you through it. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Ty, back to you.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Thank you, and thank you for being sensitive to that. Thank you so much. You guys have a lot of questions, and it is 9:13. Do you want
Somebody
me
got
to
their
answer
hand up
some
right
of these
there.
questions? Do you want me to answer?
Who is this?
Kels.
Yes.
Okay,
got
she's
their
calling you
hand
up
up.
to the stage. If you are not in a hurry, if you have to leave, I understand. I love to have a schedule and a stickler with time, but I'm also open to whatever the crowd wants. And if you want to get your questions answered, and you, because you guys have a lot of questions right now, and I get it.
I won't be here tomorrow, so I want to
And
give
she
them
won't
what
be
I
here
got. I want
tomorrow.
to pour it out tonight because it's
Okay,
happening.
so if you
And
guys
even though
don't
the
mind,
government
if you
moves
don't
slow, money
mind,
don't move slow.
all right, well then let them move, let them work, let them work. All right, let's cook then. All right, we're gonna bring Kels up to the stage.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love everything, and all the information is so wonderful. You are bringing a lot of clarity to things that I have been working on and piecing together. So when the last challenge, Dr. Lane answered a question for me about what I was asking referring to housing, because I am researching the funding and how to get the government contracting to provide housing, a part of my program to offer for transitional.
Transitional youth or transitional what?
Tra-
What are they transitioning
transitional
from?
transitional adults, because even with seniors, a lot of people are transitioning from doing certain housing, and I'm in Illinois, so I've been in this field for about 10 years, and I've actually worked in these type of establishments, and I saw the mistreatment. So it led me to doing things on my own within people that I know. And like she said, you do things and not knowing. So now picking up and seeing where I can broaden it, I'm trying to be able to offer it as my nonprofit way, because I'm doing it for veterans I know and seniors in my community who don't have the help there. So I'm trying to form it. So my for-profit will be to offer housing, and then I can offer the services under my nonprofit, is the way I feel like I'm learning it, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Ty, can I take that?
Yes.
Yeah. So what you want to do is offer the services, all the housing and everything under your nonprofit. Your for-profit is going to own the housing. So there's a grant in Chicago right now. The Illinois Illinois rehab. I'm a native of Chicago, and I got some clients there, so I know about the money in the shot. So it is the community development grant. And if you put in community development, they got 250,
yes,
then
ma'am.
250 to 5 million, and then 5 million in the blood. So
yes, ma'am.
that comes out every quarter. And I have three people that just recently got it. I mean, that's what we're doing. And now it pays 25 to 50%. You can literally pick a house and say, I want to do transitional living here for seniors. And then you want to layer it. Your for-profit is going to own a house. That's who you're going to write that grant under. Even though it's a grant, it's for for-profits as well. You get it under there. and it has to be in the inner city. So if you're not in the inner city for this particular one, you could put the address in and it'll tell you. You literally can get 50% of the house paid for. Rehab, get one of those houses in Inglewood, South Side, anywhere. And then let them give you that house, pay that 50%, and then the other 50% you're going to get from providing I like senior services because you could do luxury senior services home, luxury senior facility. Chicago goes up to 12 beds per bed. You can go anywhere from $7,000 to $25,000 per bed. Paid by private insurance because the senior living has now overflowed and they don't have anywhere for their seniors. So they're begging across the nation for people to have senior living homes. So, and you can literally do that with a person whose house needs to be rehabbed. You can contract with them and let them give you their house under contract, get that grant, and then apply for that senior living all at the same time and put that government contract on there.
Do you know what she just said?
Yes, ma'am. And that's so I've been going about it the wrong way. I've been looking for other nonprofit partners who have property that will want to partner. So it doesn't even have to be a nonprofit. It can just be a person who's willing to partner with me who have property. Okay, thank you so much.
Don't partner with your competitors. Partner with your collaborators. The person who needs you. Go to where you're needed, where you're celebrated. Go to those people. And those people who have those houses sitting there, they need you. So it's a win-win. Go to where it's a win-win. Another nonprofit would be like, well, if she can do it, you got to tell them your plan. Now they're going to do it. And they already got the property. So that just knocks you out the box.
Yes, ma'am. And that's what I found myself in. I found myself. That's why I thank God for this community, because I can ask questions and don't feel like, because they can see I'm unknowledgeable and they take it away. So I thank you, ladies. God bless. I thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you guys just so you hear this, you can use somebody else's property, OPP, other people's property, get it under contract, get it under contract, so you get ownership, secure the grant for it, secure the grant, get up to 50% of the renovation costs. Well, this is what I was working on. Now, I was using it for land acquisition. So in California. So I was going to do the 5 million because the land was 110 acres. And we were going to do 40 units of senior living homes, but affordable. That's what's the problem in Southern California, is affordable housing. And so the developer who had it under contract got into a car accident and basically is in a coma. It's been 3 months. And I am like, wow, that was the first time I heard about this a community block grant. And it was it wasn't the first time I heard about it. It was the first time I went under contract. We were under contract. So we had to take the property from under contract and let someone else do the project. But I do know that you can do this because I was in the middle of a live deal just 3 months ago before this tragic accident happened. And so if you are anybody else in here doing real estate,
we got a hand up too, Ty.
Okay.
I'm a realtor in Texas. It's Tazara.
Oh, okay. So these I'm hoping you listening to this because you're using your nonprofit. She said put all of it under your nonprofit. You also need a facility, right? Are you paying for that facility?
Currently, I am.
Look, all I say is, we might need to take a look at the block grant and see if that facility can be purchased with that grant, and then you make that a community mental health facility
Mhm.
and let somebody else pay for that. Okay. All right. Shalom B Foundation. That I don't know whose name it is. I've seen the name before. I just don't know the actual name. So if you could come off mute and tell us.
Good evening, Ty. Good evening, Dr.
Oh,
Lang.
it's Ivy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Good
know.
evening.
Amazing presentation. I'm almost like I don't even know the right word for it because you don't know what you don't know. But one of the questions that I put in here, and I know you had a slide that showed a couple of opportunities, but it was only when you started to explain what they were that I even understood it. Because I mean, I'm a nurse, so I know wellness, but when you started to explain that, you went into specifically mental health. So I wanted to know, do you have an assessment form of what services or skills are needed so that those of us who are willing to create a business that is needed or in demand can be groomed, so to speak, to have some success in this arena? Because some of us have things and we don't know how they fit, and it's only in speaking to an expert like you and Ty that our minds can be expanded to even see how we can be used. So do you have something, that will let us know, well, this is needed, that is needed, and we can create our business around that?
I really appreciate that question
Yes.
because that's the whole reason
Yep.
that we're doing this program.
Yep.
Because not only do we have an assessment, but I'm a one-on-one person, right? So I told Ty we got to keep it to a limit now. We can't have a whole bunch of people in here because I really want to get into your mindset. I really want to understand what's important to you, because once we understand that, then that we do like real live on the point, on the spot assessments. And then we have a lot of forms and checking this and that. But at the end of the day, when we know what your passion is and what you like to do, then we carve it out and create it and say, here's the contract that best service you. And it may not be what you do, because you in nursing, you could be the person that says, I'm going to do training and education on bedside manner, and I'm going to do it for the other person's facility homes. And you're going to go into the homes to be able to teach that piece. You see, there's a transfer that people miss on how people need help. And you having a skill set can say, this one little piece would be the piece where we find your contract at. We got 90 days to get anybody in our program ready, willing, and able. You got to be put RWA, I'm ready, willing, and able. And 10K, and it's not a little thing, but we dropped that because why? Somebody paying you 10K for 52 weeks, it's going to change your life. So what you do is get in that program. I got some place where you can get some payment plans and stuff. Let me tell you, what you want to do in those 90 days is you want to say, I want the rest of my life to be the best of my life. I don't want to have to be bowed head and broken no more trying to figure it out. Let me have a lifetime opportunity to shift. If you allow us to shift with you, we can take you to the next level. But somebody has to grab your hand. I got two things I just want to share about Stacey Lang. One thing is I've had some people that cuffed me and helped me shift. One of them is, if you're in Chicago or anywhere in Illinois, you may have heard the name Moselle Barnes. Moselle Barnes died at 96 years old. He was my godfather from 80 to 96. I met Moselle Barnes doing a business deal. He took a liking to me. Moselle Barnes is one of the wealthiest Black men in the city of just nationwide. I needed to close a deal and I needed a $40 million proof of funds. Moselle Barnes had a very bad list. So, and you had to listen, because if you didn't listen, he wasn't going to repeat himself. So when I told him I needed this proof of funds for another client, he said, you go to my bank and you tell them they lend come to lend them. And he called the bank and they understood when Stacey Lang come in here, give away, get that land what they have, or get whatever they land, give what she asked for. Now, I may have missed a few of them words, but I could tune in. And I'm telling you, I didn't care if he was speaking Mandarin. I was going to understand Mr. Barnes. Now, Mr. Barnes gave me not one, but 2 houses. When I say gave, it was a gift. It was a gift because I was in the right place at the right time and I was in need. And I was like, well, I'm living over here and I want to move over here. I got a house out there. Mr. Barnes owned 27 nightclubs in the city of Chicago from the south to the south suburbs. From the south side to the south suburbs, he owned over 400 properties in Illinois before he transitioned. So it was real easy, but he taught me and he cuffed me, and I had to pay for it. I had to pay for it with time, energy, and effort. But when you have people that pour into you, one thing I learned is that you may think you need $1 million to get where you want to go, but you don't. You only need one idea, one person. You are one step away from your breakthrough. Everybody in this room right now, 10,000, like, oh, how am I getting here at 10,000? Let me tell you something. We're going to go so deep in that class, and them 90 days, you're going to come out a whole new person. Why? Because I've been through the process. I've been through the fire. Ty's been through the fire. And when you've been burned and pure gold, you coming out pure gold. I'm full. I know you all know I'm full. I want to give it to you. But we got to do it decent and in order.
I see it. I feel it.
That you get it so that you can win. And right now, we can win. We got a winning season, and I'm super excited about it.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. We have another question. Okay, Silver Springs, Maryland. Northeast is representing today. Community greening and civic outreach. So we just saw a grant earlier in the VIP session where this was Delaware, though they were in Delaware, but their whole initiative of why they want to give money, 15 million to be exact, every year is for environment and greening projects and anything related to that, and as well as ocean and climate. So
and trees. They just did trees. They got one here that we just seen. I got the whole list. I went in. They did 20-30 million because they wanted to plant trees in Georgia. You got a $30 million donor, and keep in mind, they got to get this money off of them. Otherwise, they're gonna have to pay it in taxes. They got to do it.
Taxes.
It's required.
They don't want to pay it in taxes.
Trees. I want a grant with Mark Zuckerberg because they didn't want to do it. And where we at in Ohio? I think we were in Ohio doing a veterans facility where they was in. I'm not doing that school and all that. I said add veterinarian on your program. Why? Because in Zuckerberg, because you got to research your people, he got a dog named Wolf. How do I know he got a dog named Wolf? Because they interviewed his wife, and she said that he loved that dog named Wolf better than he loved her. And I said, well, there you go. Put a wolf unit. You got to be able to dig deep, but you'll win.
That was so good.
Yeah, you'll win. Oh. And that's what we got. We got 90 days to get you to your win. That's a dual program where you got grants and you got contracts. But again, we got to get your paper right so that you can get your paper right.
Right. Exactly. And here's the thing, just because the 90 days is over, we continue. Like Tazori can tell you, her program was 8 weeks, but she still calls me. She can still call me. She can still, even if I find a grant or opportunity, I send it over to her. Her program been over, but she still gets information from us because we're not going to be like, well, your program over. You can't call me. You can't email me. Nothing. No. You still have.
And it may be a situation that they collaborating with one of us, with our team. So.
Yep, we have another. Is she in here? Okay, she's not in here, but her name is Taranika. She's in our community. You guys, she's won 6 grants. Her organization was in the 8-week program in the end of 2025. So she's been in the community now for almost a year. And her program, her organization had never won a grant ever. She joined the 8-week program. And in 8 weeks, she won her first micro grant from Walmart, which was $500. And that gave her some confidence.
Mhm.
And she just kept gaining more and more confidence, and she just kept winning. And she's won 6 so far, and it's been about 8 months. So she's been got her money back. But now we are getting ready to collaborate on a summer camp grant that I was awarded, but she is in a region that the grant want us to fund a program in that region. And so we use her programs because she has a program in for youth, and we don't even have to find nobody because she's already in our community. I already know she's doing the work, and we're going to give her the grant. So it's
Boom.
so easy to get connected because we're not teaching this. We're not just teaching this. We're not, you see all these people got all these, challenges and things like that. And all they do is teach you the information, but they're not actually doing it. We are actively winning grants and contracts for ourselves first. we doing it for ourselves. We got the receipts and we can definitely show you.
Yes.
And then when you come back tomorrow, if you can just lock in.
I just sent you a contract, Ty. You can share the numbers on the contract that I sent you.
This contract says this. Did you send it to text?
I screenshot via text the contract.
Yeah, the $2 billion one.
Yes. I want people to understand what it is.
Man, she just sent me that, guys. And I had to look. I was like, wait, huh? $2 billion. Yeah. I had to count. I was over there counting zero. 1, 2, 3, 4. $2 billion.
All, the funding is available. We're in a world with 7.1 trillion. It's just numbers. Whatever it is you think you want, think of the number and add a couple zeros to it. Because we're gonna put some respect on your name.
Oh,
I'm that's my sign off. My name is Dr. Stacey Lang. I have the honor and privilege of working with none other than the phenomenal businessgrants.com. Miss Ty, super excited to be a part of this opportunity. And I look forward to seeing everybody from the top, at the top, and not from the top.
Yes, we will all be here tomorrow. Make sure you come on time at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will start on time. If you are VIP, make sure you are in the VIP session at 7:30, and we will start at 8 o'clock. I have one more. We're going to do some low-hanging fruit grants. We're going to have one more, and then we're going to talk about how you can continue on after this. I hope you guys loved tonight. Wasn't this good? Type yes in the chat if this was so good. I just learned something else tonight. I'm sitting here like, if I thought I could not learn anymore, tonight I learned something else. There, yes in the chat. All right. Well, it was amazing. Thank you all. We will see you tomorrow.